Welcome to the DLA Podcast, hosted by me, Stephen Large, and brought to you by Ream Print Solutions. This week's guest, trained at one of the most prestigious drama schools in the world, has appeared in major theatre productions, TV dramas and Oscar-winning films. And then somewhere it all went wrong and she agreed to be in a play I wrote. Jo Donnelly, welcome to the podcast. How are you, Jo?
Thank you. I'm good, my love.
So, thankfully, she's making another questionable career decision by reprising the role of Suzie Shankle in No Room at the Flat, which is the DLA's Christmas production this year in the Mac Theatre. 3 years at RADA, Jo, and it's all led to this.
I know. So excited.
So the first time we worked together
Yeah.
was Vote DLA,
Yeah.
which was supposed to be the final instalment of a trilogy, but whenever you've got a cash cow like this, you just can't. You have to keep ringing it out, But we had it had generally been a two-hander with the two Matthews, McElhenney and Forsyth, and we decided to freshen things up. And somebody described it as being cock-heavy, was one description of it. So we had to dilute it with female genitalia. And your genitalia were the ones that we selected.
And it's quite magnificent.
Yes. I'll take your word for it. Yes, so that was in the Grand Opera House in the summer of 23, when the DLA decided the time had come to enter the world of politics. So you sort of multi-rolled in that one. You were the MLA, Naomi Short, and you were also Horse's long-suffering girlfriend, Suzie. And had you any idea what you were letting yourself in for?
Well, I'd been to see the other ones.
Right,
so
okay.
when the offer came through, I nearly broke my neck to say yes.
Okay.
Because if there's that much crack happening on stage with those two boys, I want in on it any chance I can get. And it was amazing. Honestly, I just had a ball. I'm working with those two boys because there's no filter.
That's what I was going to ask. Had you heard of the DLA before you accepted the role? So which of the shows had you been to see previously? Because I know that Marty had definitely, because he stopped me one night upstairs. It was probably the one that you were at, but you weren't there, or I couldn't see you. But he basically said, look, the fun that these guys are having, you have to shoehorn me in.
Well,
somehow.
I went to see. No, it was a Three's Shroud was before.
Yes.
So I'd gone to see it.
Yeah.
And went, oh, this is interesting comedy. I like this. And then I went to see the next one. And then I missed the second one. No, was it the second one? I missed. Saw the first one because I was working. But Marty went to that I couldn't. But yeah, I broke my neck to get just be part of it.
Yeah. And you had I'd say you had the most difficult roles because the other two are, they're such a ball of energy.
They're also established who they are.
Yeah. We
know those characters. But any challenge, I'm like, bring it on.
Yeah, no, 100%. And honestly, you were fantastic. And one of the roles, particularly the politician, you were almost there to tee up punchlines, and I'm sure that can be challenging.
It's a different challenge, and you kind of go.
Because Suzie had a lot of good.
Yeah,
had a lot of good.
She was a wee cracker.
The politician had the odd one, but she was mainly there to sort of.
You have to lean into it.
Yeah,
I leaned into the. I love me, people hate me, and I don't care.
Yeah.
And if you lean into that, then that's where the crack is too.
Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. And what was your first impression of me then?
That you were funny.
Thank you.
There you go. No, I just remember there was no stress. You didn't carry stress when we were in the room. Do you know what I mean? You could have been, because that was kind of on your shoulders.
Yeah.
But you allowed us to go, just play, just.
That's certainly what wasn't happening off stage. It was such a massive undertaking. It was from the first. So at the very, very beginning, Martin Lynch had approached me about writing Three's Shroud, and he had invited me along to watch the history of the piece, or the
history of the Troubles according to my dad.
No, it was the
history of the piece.
It was the history of the piece, and I went to the Opera House to see it. Bunged. And the guys on stage were having so much fun, and the audience was, in hysterics, and I was just watching that, going, right, this is what I want to do. One day, is have a show on the main stage of the Opera House, and it had been a longish journey, and it had been perforated by the pandemic. You know, 3 years of nothing really. So we finally got there, but it was a massive undertaking, as I was co-producing that too. So it wasn't just the enjoyable aspects of it, the creative side, the writing part of it, but the marketing.
There's a weight
the ticket
to it.
sales.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's 1,100 people a night. You know, it was a massive, really, really stressful. So I didn't try to bring it in to rehearsals.
You didn't because
I was honestly, it's a stress. I was also moving house at the exact same time, which really helped matters.
But there was so much fun, even in the wee promo videos and stuff when you got us out. I mean, I just remember the crack of it all, and those two headers. Any chance to work with them, you know, because they bring their own kind of fun as well, and they were just so welcoming. You all were, because it could have been slightly intimidating walking into a group that's already established. Your vibe.
No, that makes perfect sense. Yeah,
but it wasn't. It was immediate. Open arms, right? Come on in. Be an agent. Happy days. There we go.
Right, a quick word from our sponsor, Ream Print Solutions. They're based in Dundonald. They've been at it since 2005, and they do everything. Business cards, flyers, banners. Basically, if it doesn't move, they can print on it. And the big thing, they're quick. Next day turnaround, unlike hangovers in your 40s. They'll even help with design. So if your idea is currently as unhelpful as I want it to look class, they'll sort you out. They're also big into sustainability, eco-winks, responsibly sourced paper, solar panels, so you can feel good about printing 500 flyers that you'll probably hand out to about 12 people. So if you need print done properly, get yourself to Ream Print Solutions. Check out theream.co.uk.
With it being a political satire, which was slightly removed from what had happened previously in the shows, it was very much just chaos and slapstick and whatever else. Did you when you read the script, did you think that it would work?
Oh, aye.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely, because it was very linear where each belonged. Well, as in my characters, I could see the relationship of where to play it with them, and knowing those two boys' characters. Do you know what I mean? I was able to go, all right, I know where I can take it. So it was very clear for me where I could go in and have the play.
And did you have a favourite memory from it, or probably the rap part?
Matthew, that was good. Yeah. Matthew McElhenney, the first time that I got the personal experience. Oh my God. Into the dressing room. It was the first time I'd seen the tan up close.
Yeah.
In the smallest pair of budgie smugglers, and he came out with such confidence. And he strutted across with that waft of biscuits.
Yeah,
From the tan.
A spray tan is a really really weird. I will hold my hands up and say that I have had one. Right.
What for? Go on.
I was roped into doing a Strictly thing. The Strictly Come Dancing thing.
Yeah.
And I have the rhythm of a garden rake with epilepsy. That is how I dance. So I was roped into Ballymena does Strictly. Yeah. I'll tell you another funny story about that. So we were trying to promote it. Obviously, it was to raise money for charity. It was in the Stormont. It sold hundreds of tickets, but in order to try and plug it, the people who were organising it brought the Belfast Telegraph in to take a photograph of all the people who were competing in Strictly. And so we all had to line up in the community centre, giving it this. And I looked round and like half the people are standing in the corner of the room out of the road. And it was like, the girl who was organising and brought the photographer says, what are you doing? Get into the photograph? And we're like, no, I'm on the DLA. I shouldn't be doing this. So half the people that were competing on the show were in top whack DLA, and they were doing backflips and moonwalking whenever the camera lit. So they couldn't, they didn't want to lose the benefit. But yeah, so I got roped into doing that and had to go and get a spray tan. I can't remember, somewhere in Royal Avenue or something. I can't remember where it was. But see, trying to get that off, like, the off your toenails. Apparently, you're supposed to like put Vaseline or something
Yeah, you
on your
have to
toenails to stop it
moisturise
from staining.
Yeah.
But I didn't because I didn't know the protocol for
course.
being spread. And
The exfoliation, the moisture the night before.
yeah,
Mhm.
and my toenails were orange for about 2 months. No matter how much, it looked like I smoked 80 Super Kings a day with my feet. No matter how much I scrubbed, those toenails, I could not get that off. And also, the most humiliating aspect of it was having to stand in there with a sock.
Oh, right,
covering
yeah.
my modesty. Although I was able to fit it all into a baby's booty, which was handy.
I got one years and
Yeah.
years ago. Marty had been away on tour, and I thought, right, I need to look spectacular for him coming home. So this is what I'm going to do. So I got the hair done, got the nails done. Don't bother with that now. And I thought I'll get a spray tan. I'd never had one before, so I did looked up what you have to do, did it all, went in, got it done, and I can't even remember where it was. And I got home, and as it got darker and darker as the night went on, and the house I was living in at that time had a brown leather couch. And the girl that I was living with at one point came out of the kitchen, she went, "Jo, darling, I think something's gone terribly wrong." And I went, "Why, what's wrong?" She went, "I can only see you when you smile." My face had gone darker, like 3 or 4 shades darker than the rest of my body. So on this brown leather couch, my face just went the same colour as the couch. He was home the next day. I get it. I stood in that shower scrubbing for what?
It was the same. It develops. It gets progressively darker, and I look like. By about 1 o'clock in the morning, I look like Ross from Friends. The one Mississippi, 2 Mississippis.
It's wild.
Never again.
I just don't have the knack for it. Other people do. Also, I have nice white bed sheets in my house, so I'm like that. No,
it's just the smell. It's just a very odd. I don't know. It smells like curry paste or something. I don't know what it is.
And they always say, "No, we've developed this new one that doesn't have that smell." I'm going, "You're lying."
Another spray tan mishap was one of my mate's girlfriends. Do you know the way you have like a mitt?
Oh, aye.
If you're like self-tanning?
Yes.
So she's obviously lost her mitt, and for whatever reason used one of his socks to rub the tan on.
Yeah.
And he's got up for work the next morning and stuck his sock on. And then at night time, he hasn't noticed who during the day goes, "You know what, I'll just check on my foot here to see how it's keeping." You wouldn't look at your foot again until later on that night. And then he took his foot off and he thought, "Fuck, I've got gangrene or something." He was really, really worried. But it was just that his foot had died inside this sock. I mean, died as in died orange. It didn't wither off or anything
That's terrific.
So yeah, it's just... there's a guy I used to work with in an office. His wife had that tanning moisturiser.
Where it doesn't, you don't...
and he's put that, he's thought it was just moisturiser, and he's whipped it all over his face.
Yeah.
I mean, by lunchtime, he was running about the factory like Bob Monkhouse.
Oh,
So,
come on.
so
It's fantastic.
Oh, dear. Men should just stay.
I think we need more stories of fake tan disasters.
So, so you're coming back to play Suzie again.
Yes.
We're in the Mac Theatre from the 3rd of December to the 31st of December.
Mm-hmm.
You're only getting Christmas Eve, Christmas Day and Boxing Day off.
That's brilliant.
Isn't that good? Great.
That's brilliant.
Less time spent with the family, fantastic. So,
Well, it's normally when you're doing a Christmas show, you're working maybe 2 shows on a Christmas Eve. You get Christmas Day, and sometimes, well, if you're lucky, you maybe get Boxing Day, but sometimes it's just a show.
this is the first time I've done it.
Right.
This is the
so
first.
This is like, this is
the
amazing.
first time I've done it. And then some days there's 2 shows a day and whatnot, so it'll be pretty full on. But you're coming back to play Horse's Girlfriend, and this time it's just you and Horse.
Yes.
And the show's called No Room at the Flat, and as I said, it's in the Mac Theatre from the 3rd to the 31st of December, and it's basically a DLA nativity lampoon. And so Suzie and Horse are getting settled down on Christmas Eve. They get shit-faced basically on the sofa.
Of course.
There's a knock at the door. When they open the door, there's a Moses basket with a baby in there, and hilarity ensues, as they say. So, why did you want to come back to play Suzie?
Totally.
Apart from money and the desperate need not to starve to death.
Another chance to get to play Suzie, and also when it's a chance to play with Matt Forsyth, or both Matthews, you just go, aye.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Number one, how much are you looking forward to working with Matthew Forsyth again? And number two, how much are you looking forward to not having to deal with Matthew McElhenney this time?
Oh,
I'm only joking.
love.
I like ripping the back out of me. He gets Sean Blaney was on last time, and Matthew was getting sticky. He knows it's all in good jest.
We love you, Matthew.
Yes, we do. But yes, working with
Can't wait.
Matthew Forsyth again.
I can't wait.
And you had great chemistry in the
It was
last
really
one. Yeah.
easy. Matthew Forsyth, as an actor, when you're on with him, you can just you can throw anything at him and he goes, oh, right, okay, I'll bat that ball back. So it's always, his energy is fantastic. And it's just, there's something always to play against or play with. I can't wait.
I don't think there's been somebody that I really haven't enjoyed working with, because I've sort of followed the Quentin Tarantino method, where I relentlessly use the same people over and over again. But it's like, if you have a great working relationship with them, and you know they could do a fantastic job.
Yeah.
Why?
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
And you're actors, so you can do lots of. You're like we chameleons, you know. You can do lots of different things, different roles. And as I said, there's no one that I haven't enjoyed working with. I'm not trying to be a bore or set in the fast.
No,
Genuinely,
that's
I don't
good.
think that's the case. I think everyone's been great.
Yeah.
But Matthew Forsyth, he goes that extra mile on and off the stage.
Yeah.
Like the last time, whenever we were in the Mac, he was building set. You know, he was running back and forward to screw fix while Matthew McElhenney's in a booth getting his third coat of tan. And I can't wait to see the two of you rekindle it.
Yeah. Who doesn't want to laugh at Christmas? Come on. I want to have fun. As much as it's work, I want to have fun too.
Yeah.
Instead of going, I'm going to have this very serious. No. Christmas is about get a night out, get a drink down the Burt Bagger and have a crack.
Well, as you know from previous dealings with my audiences, that won't be won't be an issue. But because I was so busy at the first half of the year here with the stand up.
Yeah.
And then obviously I've got the other.
And congratulations, by the way, that's.
Yeah. No.
Amazing.
Thank you very much. It was the toughest thing I've done. Really, really was such a mixed bag. Really. You had places where I went finished in Bangor. Couldn't have went any better. It was
right. Okay.
bonged. Everyone was up for it. Lively for Saturday night. It was the best show of the whole thing.
Oh, great.
The Limelight went great. Opened really well in Downpatrick. Other ones, and then you had Enniskillen, where I drove 2 hours to go and perform to 40 people like this.
I've done a couple of shows there.
And then drive 2 hours home again, biting the dashboard. You're just never a whole person again. After, do you know what? It was. I'm not exaggerating. It was going so bad that I got about 15 minutes into it and just put the mic back in the thing and said, "Well, we'll just end this here, because clearly you're not enjoying it.
Oh,
I know
sorry.
I'm fucking not."
Oh, sorry.
And a couple of people at the front went, "No, carry on." And I went, "Really? Another 45 minutes of this?" I actually did it like a racehorse commentator just to get through the set.
Oh, God bless you.
And as I said, a 2 hour drive home. I would have taken it personally, but my support act, Ro Boyle, he is a fantastic comedian, really funny guy. He actually did support recently for Serena, Mammy Banter.
Oh, yeah.
So he was performing to 8,000 people in the SSE.
Yeah.
He got up and did 15 minutes of tumbleweeds and crickets. And he came off on the stage and he walked up to me and he looked like he'd done the ice bucket challenge. He had just drenched in sweat and went, "Good luck with that." I mean, even stupid things like, "What's your name?" The only person that answered him was my girlfriend, who was sitting in the front row. no one out, the audience wouldn't engage. You know, it was just
come on,
a
why?
Thursday night, and even honestly, no harm. Even if they made me king of Enniskillen,
Yeah.
I still wouldn't go back to claim it.
Yeah.
Or if they offered me the Callie as a holiday home, no thanks. I'm dead on.
I did a show there with Sean Blaney many years
Yeah.
ago, and it's one of my favourite scripts that I'd read, and I was very lucky to play the part of the mammy, who was a bulimic, alcoholic, sex addict. So I mean, how could you not have?
Identify.
Yeah, you know, I've cried doing that. But we found out on the way, it was slightly controversial then. I mean, now you couldn't do it, but it wasn't even that bad. It was like you saw a bare bum or something. And we were warned on the way to Enniskillen, look, there may be a protest because they've heard that there's profanity and other stuff. So we may have to go through some kind of protest. And you're going, for a bare bum? These people haven't even read the script and they've heard from someone else. Yeah, somebody says, you know, and you go, it was mental.
Yeah, look, it's if that's the case, it's starting to fall into place exactly what happened.
But Enniskillen years ago used to be where you wanted to take a show on tour.
Yeah.
And it just, something changed within the building, or I don't know, but the audience has changed.
Yeah.
I was like, guys, come on.
It's such a crazy thing where you're doing the exact same set, the exact same material.
Yeah.
And you're just, one night you're in Bangor, one night you're in Enniskillen, and they're rolling about literally, it was an hour, and it took about an hour and a half because people interact and being rowdy, and I like that. Shout at me, interrupt me. I don't mind. Don't fucking set at me like this. You know, it's horrendous. And I really wish women would stop dragging their boyfriends who have no interest in going along.
Right.
Do you know?
Okay.
Because she's sort of, and I hate him. You know.
You're not winning.
Yeah,
there's no winning in that situation.
So, I know. You know, look. You live and learn, and if and when there's another tour being put together,
you know where to go.
I'm not going back. You'll be delighted to know. You'll be delighted to know too. By the way, judging by the reception, no big loss at your end either. So yes, I was busy with that, and then the other show that we've got in the Waterfront. So because I've been so preoccupied and had to redraft that script because we're just at the point where we're going at July. We're going to do a read through of that and all. So I've just started writing the Christmas show.
Yeah.
And I'm now about 2/3 of the way through it. So I think I sent you a snippet of it.
Did.
So I've about 2/3 of it.
Brilliant.
I'm really, really, really happy with how it's going. Obviously, the bit that I've sent you, I've redrafted that since then. You keep going back and chopping and changing. But what were your thoughts whenever you read it?
It's really funny sitting in the house because it's been a few years since I worked with the boys. So sitting in my house reading it, I'm going, right, okay. I want to say the words out loud. I want to sit with Matthew and go, right, Mum, let's go. Let's get the bat and ball going. That's what I want to do because I'm ready.
Yeah. No, I'm glad to hear it. As I said, I have tried. I did have a Christmas show. The very first actually the first production I ever did was a Christmas show, but it was a small scale thing, and it was in the Strand Arts, and it was on for 3 nights, and then I went to the Balmoral Hotel. But I've had a couple of near misses as well. I had a tender in with the Opera House and various things, and it's just last minute and falling short and whatever else. So I've been working towards this too, and I'm really, really looking forward to it, and I'm delighted that you're on board, and I get to see you and you and Matthew in the flat again.
Yes.
Really looking forward to it. But okay, so we'll move on. You were at RADA. Now, I'm not saying that I'm going to question the educational standards of some of the DLA followers, but there's definitely 1 or 2 people out there wondering if RADA are still on ceasefire. So if you could briefly explain what RADA is and what your experience was.
Let me see. It's the Royal Academy of Dramatic Art, so it's in London, and you go through a series of auditions, and they took this wee Ballymena woman on And I think they even questioned their sanity for the first year because they didn't understand a word I said. But yeah, I was lucky enough to get in, and I have to give shout out to my mommy because the fees were 10 grand a year, and I couldn't get any funding, couldn't get any help from because here they considered it private education because it wasn't degree based. So my mommy sold her house to pay my fees.
Really?
So big up to Beryl Corbett, she's incredible. My favourite.
There's support.
Yeah.
There's support, isn't there? And then
there's
sell your house support.
Yeah. I'll sell my house and pay your fees, but you have to work 3 jobs to eat. That's as much as I can do. That's okay. Class. I was away, like, I've been in London and stuff, but I was very naive. So I got mugged 3 times in the first year.
Sorry, what age were you whenever you went there?
20. But still naive.
Yeah.
At 20, you kind of go, no, I'm great. I know everything. I knew nothing. Mugged 3 times in the first year because I kept speaking to strangers.
Yeah.
Didn't have a bank card when I moved. So I got my bank card when I moved to London. Like, trying to explain that now. No mobile phones.
I know.
Nothing like that. So it was a big culture shock. RADA was my burden. I survived it. I think that's the easiest way to put it. I met amazing people in my year, incredible. Yeah. But I think we all needed a bit more, not coddling. I don't know, a hug might have been nice. But I remember getting called into the principal's office after 6 months. His name was Nick Barter, and there's a table, and it goes, so, Jo, we have a slight problem with communication. When we get overexcited, no one can really understand what you're saying. I don't think you understand the importance. I'm a wee girl from Ballymena, and I'm sitting here in the Royal Academy of Dramatic Art. I've never been more excited about my life. I mean, I just like to ask questions, and I'm not really sure. But and I could see him literally glaze over and just go, okay, thank you very much, because there was no winning.
Yeah.
There was a few. Yeah. There was one teacher in particular made my life hell on earth for a year and a half, and she allowed me to find my strength. But it took it, like, she nearly broke me. I nearly came home. So it was my survival. And I came out with brilliant people and a lot more knowledge than I went in.
Yeah.
But it was hard.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's people tend to sometimes blanket manage situations where they just treat everyone the same way. Mm-hmm. And some people react to that approach, the cold shoulder or the harshness, because it can provoke a reaction, and I'll show them. Yeah. But other people, that isn't the reaction. Other people go up their own arse and are intimidated, and sometimes those people need more of a softly arm around the shoulder and giving a bit of confidence.
Just that you're all right.
Yeah.
This gets better. I used to walk into the room with this woman who, I'll not mention any names. I used to walk in the room and she would have 1 foot up on the chair, and as soon as I walked in, she'd go, I don't buy it. And I had this woman 9 hours a week, 3 on a Monday, 3 on a Wednesday, 3 on a Friday, and no matter what, I don't buy it. And the rest of my classmates, I kind of felt sorry for them as well, because they knew going in, oh no, Jo has to do something today. She's not going to buy it. They kind of had to sit with the weight of it sometimes. And then eventually I got my strength back and went, nah, you're not beating me. Yeah, good. And it's kind of sat with me for most of my life.
But you were saying there that the people around you, because that could have went one of two ways either, where people could have been going, oh, she's, slowing things down. Or But they were actually really supportive.
Incredible. Yeah. My classmates, and we're in contact now, and they're just, like, you come out of that institution, and I think we all kind of went, and frittered off. And then we slowly came back into communication, and of course I left London. So, thank God I did. But yeah, incredible people.
It seems to be a recurring theme. I mean, I've had in successive shows or episodes, we've had Matthew Forsyth on, went to London. Sean Blaney also went to London, and yourself. And there seems to be a recurring theme, that it is a culture shock. There's the accent, language. Sean came from Downpatrick.
Yep.
You come from these small provincial Northern Irish towns, and all of a sudden you're in this, metropolis, and it's a massive culture shock as well.
My personality just didn't fit.
Yeah.
I didn't fit in London.
Yeah.
I didn't like. There's a harshness to it, and I didn't develop that. So I never found a wee slot where I fit it. And then, of course, I was still over there 2009 when I got the phone call about doing a job back here. And then I met Marty and went, I want a front garden and a dog. See ya!
Yes, that was another topic that I wanted to get onto, because when I'd asked you, I'd approached you about coming on, and we'd sort of briefly touched on what we might discuss.
Yep.
And you said about you meeting Marty,
Yep.
which in the email sounded more like a hostage situation than
felt.
a romance.
That's how he felt, I'm not gonna lie.
What actually? How did you say it? You basically bullied him into going out with you.
Oh, I did.
Is that
6
right?
weeks. 6 weeks of absolute bullying with no shame whatsoever. I have never chased a man before, but I chased that man. I ran him down like a leopard and a gazelle. He was petrified. I used to come in because we were doing a show called Chronicles of Long
So
Cash
you were
with Martin
working
Lynch.
yeah.
And he had come back from LA, had done the show, and then they were reprising it. I just couldn't do it, so I got the phone call. I was mopping a pub floor when I got the phone call. Look, do you want to do this play? And I was like, yes, I do. Thank you very much.
What year was that in? Sorry.
2009. And I walked in, did it. I just thought he was the, excuse my language, I just thought he was the dog's bollocks. I thought,
Marty, he's an incredibly handsome man.
He is, he's gorgeous.
He's an incredibly handsome man.
I still say that, and we're together 17 years, so that's all right.
And a magnificent singer here too.
He's a good chanter. He's just over being amazing in the West End.
Yes, can you tell us about that? I saw it on it appeared in my news feed. You see that?
Yeah.
You see that much, but some things really, really stand out. And so you explain.
So they've taken a decade in the life of Frank Sinatra, and Marty's playing his dad. So it goes into other relationships rather than his relationship with the mob and all that kind of stuff, which has been done. It's incredible. I went to see it last week, went to the press night. The energy in that theatre was phenomenal. Joel Harper Jackson, who plays Frank, from his smile to the rhythm of how he sings, all of them were amazing. Marty does what I like to call the 11 o'clock number, what people call the 11 o'clock number. So it's like the second song into the second act. I just brought the house down, and he dances with the mommy, and all of them were just the movement, the dance, the music. You could feel it even when it was over and you come out. Everybody's still singing the songs, all different ones, but all singing the songs when you come out.
And how long's it running for then?
April next year.
My goodness. So how that would be? Look, you're both. Well, I don't want to offend you, but you're both seasoned veterans of theatre and acting and television and whatnot, and you know the nature of the beast at this point. However, would this be the longest period where you're I don't mean to make you cry, but is this the longest period that you are going to be apart? And how are you going to try and make it work?
As and when we can. Thankfully, they're very good where they go, right, you have a set number of days holidays, and they have to be taken within the contract. So we just now look at flights, go, right, you've got 2 days, add another day, you come home for 3 days. It's a bit easier for Marty to get home because of my puppies. So it's just, even if we might be able to manage it once a month, to see each other once a month, and that's okay. But like,
what sort of time off does he get during this run of any? Is it just non-existent?
He'll get Sundays and Mondays off.
Right. Okay.
So if we look at his holidays that he has to take, we can add a day on there, and then maybe get 3 days home.
Yeah.
So it's going to, you
Yeah.
know, we can get through that. That's grand. It was when he got the offer, he was like, well, apart from the fact, completely shell shocked. Kind of went, can I do this? And I went, no, we can.
Yeah.
That's all right. We can do anything. Go and fly.
Right. No, you need that. You do need that support, because I know if I was in his shoes, obviously you're chomping at the bit to do this.
Yeah.
But you're also having to factor in the impact that's going to have on
and were we
others
home?
around you.
Were we homebodies?
Yeah.
So we like.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I mean, we've just touched on there how you're going to try and make it work, and probably have made it work in the past when you have spent spells apart. But
Yeah.
in terms of how does it work together? How did two actors? Because I always imagine that actors would be very similar personality types.
Yeah.
Whereas I think you need, because I'm so wound up, and I need somebody that's laid back.
Yeah.
You know, or you can't have two people that are wound up, and I don't think you can have two laid back people. I think you need that yin and yang.
But we do that. We just
Yeah.
take our turns. You know, there's you come to certain things.
you have a rota, right? I'm going to be a
you
mental
have
fucker on Tuesday.
15 minutes of going absolutely buckshy mental, and that's it. And but we just know each other's rhythm.
Yeah.
So if there's sometimes we've both gone for a job, he's got the male and I haven't got the female, and you go, right, I'm allowed 10 minutes of going, God damn it, that would have been really
Yeah.
good. And then you go, that's it, done now.
And I suppose
Let's
that's
move
the
on.
ideal scenario, isn't it? Because then you're both having the identical schedule, and you're, you know, going through that process
Yeah.
together, and
But I love working.
able to spend the time.
I
there.
love working with him.
Yeah.
So we fit in work as well.
Yeah.
We never none of that. It's just get on, do the job, best of your ability, and go home and just drill lines like this until they're. It's just, I find him, Marty's very given as an actor, as a human being, but the safest place on stage is with him for me,
Yeah.
because it's just, that's anything goes. Let's go.
And
We'll just ride the wave.
you said that you worked with him on the Chronicles of Long Kesh.
Yeah.
That was 2009. And how many subsequent productions have you worked on together then?
We have just did Importance of Being Earnest. The first time it was in the Lyric, and before that we've done 3 two-handers. Or is it 4? I think it's 3. So we've done just him and me on stage in a radio station, or we were in Roddy's doing a Brass Neck show. We've just any chance we get, I'm like, yeah, I'll work with him. Thank you.
And is there anything on the horizon then where the two of you will be? Nothing is planned.
No,
what would be the ideal roles that you could work on together, or
Ooh.
show? Is there some? I'm sure you both sat back and go, you know, I would love to be in that.
I don't know. God, I haven't even thought about it, because I've just kind of went, he's away till April. I haven't thought about it. Anything. I'll do anything, because I just know it's going to be the best.
Yeah. No, well, I would like to get him in at some point.
Yeah. He's a lot funnier than me, I'm just saying. But no, he's, yeah.
Do you know whenever people come up and speak to you after things, and you can just tell whether or not they're being sincere and genuine? There was a sincerity in Marty's voice,
Yeah.
that he was actually really enjoying what he was watching, and also there was an eagerness to. At some point, it just looks like those boys are having the best fun
Aye.
up there, you know. And you could just tell that he was being genuine. So hopefully,
But we don't go to the theatre, or you shouldn't go to the theatre to go, I'm going to judge, I'm going to do this, you go there, I want to lose myself. I want to go to the theatre and go, I'm in that world for however long it is. I want to laugh.
Yeah.
I want to cry. I want to
Yeah,
feel the emotion. I don't
That's-
sit there to kind of go, no, that's not good enough. Because what's the point in going? Waste of money.
that's really my entire approach to it. To be honest, is I mean, it's not exactly highbrow, you know, but people have enough issues and worries, and there's so much fucking negativity. Like every time you pick up your phone, you wish you hadn't, you know, just. And if you can just give people an hour and a half off,
That's
you know,
it. Reality's hard enough.
Yeah, just go and lose yourself an hour and a half,
Yeah.
laugh your balls off, have a couple of drinks, go out for something to eat with your mates, and then you can resume the misery whenever
Aye.
whenever you return. And that's, as I said, you know, before we started here off camera, when people critique something harshly, when they're not really looking at what it's designed for.
Yeah.
You know, anyway, that was the...
But you know, there's different styles, there's different writing, there's different pieces. One writer isn't saying, I'm Oscar Wilde, I'm as good as Shakespeare. Going, I know what I'm writing. I know what I'm giving you.
Yeah.
Look at the audience around you. Comment on that.
Yeah. And I have sort of branched out and tried to write more drama-based things. And just everyone that I've showed it to, oh, this is brilliant. I actually didn't think you wrote this in the nicest possible way because it's not your usual style and blah, blah, blah. And I wrote a screenplay and it's just been it's production hell for 6 years, 7 years. It's just never ended.
Right.
There was actually a great deal of momentum behind it. NI Screen were involved. They invested in it. A London-based production company and distributor, everything came on board. Everything just seemed to be hurtling along nicely. And then the fucking pandemic, the ruination of all momentum and anything that was happening. And it just really torpedoed it. It just sucked the life clean out of the
What do you
whole
do
thing.
in that situation? Like, how do you recoup and go, right, let's go again?
All I have been able to do is go to people that I feel would have the clout or influence to go, look, read this, give me your honest thoughts on it, and if you think that there's any merit in it, can you get it in front of someone who might be in a position to move this along? And I have done that, and the people have read it and went, yeah, it's great. And they've passed it on to current TV producers of very, very recently successful shows. And it's very frustrating, especially when there's when you look at the likes of the film Belfast and I don't know, even things like Dairy Girls, Blue Lights, like them or hate them, Kneecap. There is a bit of a focus on Northern Ireland and shows and movies and music that's coming out of it, and this would be part of that sort of realm. But it just, I don't know. But I'm seriously thinking about putting it on stage. There's been discussions about that, and I think that might be the best route for it currently, and then hopefully
get the words out.
If that sort of garners any attention, it might then
give it
go into
another burst.
Yeah. But we'll see. We'll see. So one other thing that we had briefly touched on in the email was throughout your acting career, you seem to have spent 95% of it wearing moustaches, fat suits, and other ridiculous costumes.
My mother's heartbroken. My mother is absolutely heartbroken. For years, it was known, and it's not that the costumes were bad costumes. It was just every single time, because I did a lot of multi-rolling and stuff like that, it was just always, if there's going to be a fat witch, that's going to be Jo, who will then do a quick change into a raven, who will then change into some kind of... I was never the pretty kind of... I'm always the character actress. So honestly, I was reveling in it. Stick me in a moustache, thanks very much. Give me it all. I remember my mum... Oh my goodness. I did a show here a long time ago before it went to... before it went to New York, and it was in Belfast, and my mum went, oh, I'll come down and see it. And I was really proud of it. It was difficult. It was a set of monologues, but it was a really moving, beautiful piece. And I warned her, I went, look, this is another costume. It's not, it's just, it was made for another woman's shape, not mine. Let's just put it there, right? Because I'm like a lab experiment. And I came out in this beautiful building, and I walked up to where my little bit of the stage was, and my mother, Marty Maguire, I thought Marty Maguire was going to ask my mother to leave because she laughed the whole way through my first monologue and then had to remove herself. Now, this is the most supportive woman in the world, but this costume was the pinnacle of...
Yeah, I suppose it's different whenever you see your own flesh and blood in that scenario.
My mother
hold it
left,
together.
went home, called my sister, who lives in Devon, and said, this one's so bad, you have to fly home and see it. My sister flew from Devon to Belfast to see me in this costume, at which point the both of them started again, and we'd moved into the baby grand by that point. The both of them were told, if you're not quiet, you will be removed.
You're gonna have to show me pictures. Is there photographic evidence?
There's a picture out there somewhere, but now... Oh no, I can't even say that because it's so bad. It happened in New York. It's so bad. I'll tell you when we're not being recorded because it's really bad.
But where did this reputation come from? It's like I get Jo to put this on. She'll wear this. Jo's the costume woman.
Because
where did this come from?
I don't care.
Okay, I was going to say because you wouldn't kick off really.
No, I have complete freedom. See, as long as it suits the character, let's go.
Yeah.
One of my dream jobs was The Lady Killers. And I love the film. I love the script. Jimmy Fay, gorgeous man, went, I'm going to cast women as the men. I went, okay, okay. I want this so badly. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll find out where he lives. And it was the part of Major Courtney.
Marty was probably ringing going, no, she's serious, mate. She will kidnap you. I'm into my 17th year here as a captive. Please give me the part.
Bless him. Just that eye through the letterbox. Yeah. Blink for the save. But got to wear tweed suit, moustache. Got to play one of my favourite roles ever. And I wore a moustache for 2 hours and then threw myself off a roof. It was like, I get paid for this? Are you serious? It's like, but every job we do, you go, somebody's paying me. Yeah. I mean, we are so lucky at what we do. It's a hard job to be in, because it's always for the 10 no's, you got one yes, and then you forget about the no's, and then 6 months later, you're back in the no stage. But when we get it, you just go, there's the passion for what we do. It just never leaves.
I mean, other people have told me what their process is. I'd say there would be a process to it when you have your... we're all naive, and no matter how many times you tell yourself, look, don't get your fucking hopes up here because you know what this is like. Mm-hmm. But you get your hopes up, and you pin your hopes on it, and then it gets so far down the line, and then it's a no. Yeah. And I was speaking to Sean there previously, and he was telling me about a role that he had his heart set on, and he was like genuinely like depressed. Like he says, he spent about 3 days sitting in his boxers. Yeah. Cracking cans on the phone with another actor who had been turned down for the same part, and the two of them just going, So, do you have? Is there? How much to heart do you take it?
I'm allowed 10 minutes.
Right. Okay.
Only because I'm old now, and also I have the menopausal rage. It's better for everyone. Nobody needs my hot flush. I'm like that. No, I'm allowed 10 minutes, and it's 10 minutes of thinking it through and going. I mean, before, like, it used to be 10 days. Yeah. Now it's just, there's nothing I can do. And it's been able to let go of it and going, not carrying that with me. And genuinely menopausal rage. So it's 10 minutes. Like, Marty and I will allow each other the 10 minutes of talking about it. Uh-huh. Maybe being angry, being a bit sad, and then going, done now, let's go. And normally that's me grabbing the pups, taking them up the Black Mountain, throwing 6 eggs, and screaming at the moon. So you are.
Yeah, I think I've sort of became a wee bit more battle hardened. But I have to say, I know it's make me sound like a right cock, but I have had a decent success rate, which makes the no's harder. Do you know what I mean? See if you're see if you get a lot of them, you do get used to it. But because there was a spell at the beginning, like at the very, very start, where everything I seemed to touch worked. Yeah. And then, as I said, when the pandemic kicked in, that just seemed to change my luck with things as well, in terms of yes and no's. And I think that's because it's such a fickle industry too. And I touched on this previously as well, is something happens on social media. It takes off. Say you're, Lisa Harker's 50 Shades or the DLA or Paddy Raff or whatever it is, and the theatres and the TV producers, they all want to run to it and wring out of it every last drop of popularity because we know what the internet's like, and we know we've all had our attention spans conditioned to be fucking 3 seconds with TikTok and everything. So everything's flavour of the month, and then you move on. And I think that a lot of the momentum and things that I was doing, because from 2020 to 22, we're in the house fucking shaving our heads and baking banana bread. I had something that was actually lined up for the Opera House. And then when it kicked in, it was just, it wasn't even put in ice, it was panned because nothing was agreed and then also there was such a backlog of shows waiting to go on.
I was sitting when we get the phone call actually Marty and I were in the Lyric. We'd walked in for our first day of rehearsals going, what is this? Because I'd been away in Devon. So I came back in the plane. I'd been camping up Dartmoor with my sister, so I hadn't a clue. Got to the airport, walked in, everybody's wearing marigolds. I don't understand what's happening. I was really that naive. And then got home on the Sunday night and went through it, right, what's happening? Well, we don't know. It could be this, could be that, whatever. Oh, we're still going to work. And Marty and I had a year set up, back-to-back shows, both of us. So we were kind of having a really lovely year. Walked into the Lyric, did the first read-through of the play, and then they went, you know what it is, guys? You need to go home. We're done.
Yeah.
And it was like, what? Yes, it was stressful about money. Also, what Marty and I realised during the said pandemic, we don't have a computer. We must be the only house in the world doesn't have a computer. So, we've got our phones and stuff like that, but there was lots of stuff happening, not happening, but, there was certain financial help for our side of the industry, not for yours, but for ours. We didn't know anything about it. We hadn't a clue until other people realised, listing names came out going,
well,
why are these two not on it?
I was actually going to say there, because there, with you both being actors, you might have had scenarios whereby one person had a normal job and one person was involved in this. And then at least there was one, if not furloughed and reduced, income coming into the house. But then you guys were both actors, and so nothing. And we didn't, especially when you have a year's worth of work lined up too.
And we didn't know there was help. But we didn't know about the help until it was a director from Belfast went, why is your name not on the list? And we went, we didn't know. we were living, it was beans and toast time. And it was hard. But it was also, I look back and realise there was that striving of always trying to get an audition. When you get the audition, try and battle your nerves, try to get the job. That was when it was taken away from us, as much as we had financial worries. We got to spend time together without that outside noise. And that was pretty incredible.
Yeah.
Don't hate me. I'm not saying we should ever go through it again. But we had to take any positives. And the positives were him, me and the pups being able to spend time without the outside noise.
Yeah, no, I suppose that's... you've sort of taken a crap situation there and tried to make the best of it,
And the weather was class.
Yeah, I wasn't doing me any favours whatsoever. I mean, okay, so let's see, what will it do today? It's warm. The office is the only shop on the planet that's open. Because you remember they tried to close it?
Oh, yes.
One day that lasted. The Northern Irish people were going, do you know what? You can take our civil liberties away. You can make us not attend the births of our children and loved ones' funerals, but say if you close the office, there's going to be an insurrection. Get wine mark open right now, Arlene. And it lasted all of the day. So I actually spent the first 6 weeks just tanning and then went, I probably should put this time to better use. And it did. So I wrote lockdown, DLA, and then I wrote a second screenplay, which was a follow-up to the first one, which
Yeah.
still hasn't been made. So, I did get stuck into the things too. I did try to put the time to better use. But did you guys ever consider, you know, there was this crap from Sunak saying that everyone should retrain as something else or get a
I've
different
never
job?
been more. I have
Do
been
you know
more
what?
angry, but that was.
Especially seeing as how, I mean, how fucking tone deaf is it? You know, seeing as how everyone, because you weren't able to go out,
Mm-hmm.
everyone was watching Netflix, other
Yeah.
streaming services, listening to music, Spotify, putting on albums, reading books. See if all of those people that created these TV shows and wrote films and
Mm-hmm.
whatever else had been told to do this, what would you be watching? What would you be listening to? What would you be reading? I mean, it's such an
there've been times where I've gone, I wish I trained to be a plumber, because life would have been easier.
And then
know.
this is the current discussion as well, isn't it? With AI, where you have people. You know, I have seen so much AI on my news feeds now, and I'm seeing how dependent people are becoming it already. And then, you know, there's a lot of concern about certain jobs and it taking that away. And then, but you've some people who are naive enough to think, I'm a plumber. Well, AI is not going to be able to do my job. And you're going, no, that's true, but who the fuck's going to be able to pay you
Yeah.
to plumb whenever they can't earn any money because AI is taking their job? So
Yeah.
it will have a knock-on effect.
But you do get angry when it always seems to be the arts is the wee second cousin in the back that likes to, eat their own fate.
Yeah.
Where it's always further down the line. You're going, but actually, why are you not looking at how much we're generating into the economy and this country, and how many people love the theatre? Historically, we are arty people.
Yeah.
As a country, this is or music or poetry or writing. How can you look at that and go, that's the least of our worries? I'm not saying give us a little priority, help us a little bit, make life a little bit easier. And you look at actors in the South, and there is help out there. If you don't have a job for a certain length of time, we can give you a weekly.
Yeah.
Here,
I saw that coming in. That was in the news.
An actor friend of mine went. She said, honestly, for a year I was able to write, I was able to work, I was able to do everything, and then when that year was over, I had all this material to go here.
Yeah, and just that added bit of financial security stops you from. It alleviates the stress and pressure, and then also stops you from making knee-jerk decisions and reactions, such as packing it in all together because you do need the arm, or accepting roles, or doing things that you don't really want to do or agree with because
you have no
money.
other choice.
Yeah,
it's just a little. Show us a little respect, please, because we're not. It's hard. This job is really difficult. What we do is really difficult.
Yeah.
We do it with a passion. We do go, my God, I'm lucky enough to be paid for doing what I love. Show us a little bit of respect.
I agree.
I
agree. So what have you got coming up? Just give you a wee minute here to plug, apart from obviously the greatest Christmas show ever written,
Yay!
No Room at the Flat
Ball
in the
of the
Mac
Crack.
Theatre, 3rd to the 31st of December. But apart from that,
Nothing. I am quiet. I am Marty's away.
We're not far away though. Sure, we're not from the
No.
Christmas show because it's going to be all of November. Is going to be the 3 weeks in November and then the entire month of December. So that really only
And
gives
then I
you
get to play
July,
every day.
August, September.
And we've got builders coming. So it's like I can be there or I can get the pups away and just kind of be floating about the
Look,
house.
as I said to you on the way up the stairs, I do not envy it. That was us last year. We had builders in from the end of February until November. Place was upside down, and having some 40-year-old man with his arse crack hanging out of his jeans, singing Elton John songs in your bathroom, top of his voice at 7 in the morning. It's great crack.
Well, I love our builder, you see. I love him. I love our Marty. And he, because normally I'll ring him and go, Marty, I have an idea for, and he goes, wait, Joe, wait, does he know about this? Or am I going to have to lie? I'm going, I'll ring him now and then call you back. Okay. So they're just, those two, the two Martys in my life, kind of, they know.
Well, hopefully this one gets the escape at the end of the renovations. You don't do a misery and keep him
So
too.
long as I like the job.
Okay, Jo, thanks very much. That's it for another episode of the DLA Podcast, hosted by me, Stephen Large, and brought to you by Ream Print Solutions. Please tune in the first Sunday of next month for the new episode.